Well, good afternoon from Chico, California in the Silver Dollar Speedway for night number 2 of the 2021 Fall Nationals. I wanted to start today's video off where you had a good view of the racetrack. Now, in yesterday's video, you saw results from night number 1 of the Fall Nationals. Unfortunately, things did not go to plan. We did not have a great night, but overall, we did get some experience here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. We got some laps, and now we have a very, very small notebook in where we think we should start tonight. This place, though, definitely has an unpredictable factor to it. I thought for sure last night with 66 sprint cars in the pit area that the track was probably gonna be toast. It was gonna get super, super slick, but it was really greasy in hot laps, and then once the sun set, it just really never burned off until about the A main event. The times didn't slow down. They were fast for qualifying. They were fast for heat races. A little choppy in certain spots, and it just didn't really go the direction I thought it may be. So we're gonna get ready to go here for night number 2 of the 2021 Fall Nationals, try to improve our results and see what track conditions are thrown our way and move forward from there.
It's so greasy on the bottom.
Well, it's much later than the last time that we talked. I'm about to roll out for qualifying. I'm probably like the 40th to 45th 360 to roll out. I believe in total we have 69 cars in the pit area. Track's still fast, similar to last night, heavy. We just gotta watch out for that rut entering turns 3 and 4. A lot of guys are literally ripping right around the edge. So it's crucial to go out there and try to get one really good lap. It's time to strap in, and we are gonna be heading out for qualifying. Well, we just wrapped up 360 sprint car qualifying here at the Silver Dollar Speedway, and we made it through. I know that usually isn't a worry, like, oh, to make it through qualifying, but you have to understand as a driver, you know, definitely doesn't help your confidence after what happened last night on the first lap, and then puts you so deep going into tonight. Track similar, there's a big hole, you got to try to go above it. So all those played in. I just knew I need to go out there and try to hit my marks. Felt like I had 2 all right laps. I think there was a ton of room for improvement, and I definitely bobbled and made some mistakes. Kind of threw away my second lap. First lap was a little bit better, but overall, we are going to be in a heat race tonight. I think we're somewhere around 11th or 12th quick. So we're gonna finish watching these last couple of cars, and then we'll see where we end up for Flight B. Just got all strapped in. We are rolling off from 7th here in this heat race. They are taking the top 5 to the A feature. Looks like the racetrack's really good around the bottom. I don't think a lot of guys are gonna be able to move around too much, so we're just kind of adjusting to that, keep the car free, go out there and give it our best shot. Like I said, it's still pretty fast, and it doesn't look like it's gonna slow down too much, but we should be able to race and just try to advance forwards, try to make tonight's A main event. If not, we'll be in the front of a B.
Turn number 4,
Well, a pretty good heat race there for us. We started 7th and ended up running 6th. Everyone kind of single filed out. We had one yellow about 2 laps in, and that got me a position. And overall, I wasn't really able to keep up with the top 5. Like I said, everyone got really spread out, and a lot of guys were just working right through the middle, which seemed to have the most grip. With our heat race complete though, and we missed the transfer by 1 spot, we are now going to start outside front row for the B main event. The racetrack is different. It looks like it has a lot of grip. It appears sticky when you're out there, but once you started rolling out and more cars were going and the heat races were clicking off, it started to lose grip, and you just had to find a good happy medium of how hard to drive the race car but also keep the tires under you in certain spots. So I just need to do a little bit better behind the wheel. I felt like our car is really good on corner entry. We can drive into the center, but we just need to get off the corner a little bit. I feel like I'm losing it, especially in turns 3 and 4. I'm not on the gas as much as I need to be, and I just can't get down the straightaway. And then, as I said, we are going to be starting outside front row of the B main event, and that will be up next, and they are going to be transferring forward to tonight's Fall Nationals 40 lap A main. So, good news, we made it in the show, had a pretty interesting last couple lap battle there for the final transfer spot in the B main event. But for 69 cars tonight, 70, whatever, 360 sprint cars here at the Fall Nationals, it feels good to lock into the 24 car A main event that's gonna be 40 laps in length. And they just did a full rework. There at the end of the B, it was starting to lay rubber just off the curb so you could run it a little bit harder, especially at the end, and I just kinda got in line. It turns into a little bit of like an asphalt style racing. You gotta keep the car straight, you gotta keep the tires under you, but you also, as I said, gotta drive it harder and harder. So they did a full rework, ripped it from bottom to top, and it's chunky in some spots, so I think it might be choppy, and it's gonna be very, very fast to start. And because of that, I think I have almost just about 30 tear-offs on. So I'm prepared there, and we are gonna be rolling off from last, 24th. So we're just gonna make final adjustments. Here's the hard part. We gotta try to set our car up for the beginning of the race, but also the end. But since we start so far back, we gotta be good early because we need to try to pass cars. So we're gonna start with a lot of stagger because it's gonna be hooked up. Our car's gotta be able to maneuver, and then hopefully we can make it towards the end of the race, and if we can pass some cars, then I gotta really use my wing and change my driving style a little bit to just be, there for that track that's gonna be towards lap 30 to 40 as the same for the track that's gonna be, early on from laps 1 to 15. So anyway, we're gonna be getting in here in just a couple of minutes. able to get the 18T in the trailer. As you guys saw, here's a look at our right rear damage. And then also, somewhere, some lap, I think about 3 laps before we had the incident with the right rear, my left side panel completely tore apart and blew off. Definitely a crazy night. So much happened between transferring out of the B main event, passing some cars in the A main, making a good amount of laps, seeing the track change from super hooked up to starting to get slick, curbed up, and actually a little bit of a train around the top side. But we're gonna shut the back of the trailer. We're getting ready to leave Chico, California. And our weekend here for the 2021 Fall Nationals is complete. You can see everything is loaded tight in the trailer. I have a roller coaster of emotions on just this second night and kind of how it ended. There was a lot of positives. There was definitely some disappointments. We didn't want to end on the hook and loading it in the trailer, you know, carrying it in. The right rear is completely damaged. The rear, we're going to need to put a new rear end in the race car, and smacking the wall with just a couple of laps before all of that took place. That sucked. That's not how we wanted to end our Fall Nationals, but leading up to it, we were really good there to start the A. And actually, let's even go back before. We transferred through the B. I did lose a couple of spots, but I did a good enough job to run in the top 4. I made a late race pass to get back into 4th. Transferred through the B. We made a bunch of changes because they did a full rework on the track. They absolutely farmed the racetrack to bring some grip back so it wouldn't rubber up early in the feature. And while other guys I felt like were maybe a little bit on the tighter side or couldn't maneuver, I was really good early on in the feature. I made some passes. I think I maybe passed 3 or 4 cars, and then we had a couple of wrecks, so I gained some spots that way, and then I'd be back and forth with a couple of guys, and then eventually we single filed out more and more. I was probably running anywhere between 15th and 17th. Made a mistake right behind, actually a legend. It was so cool to be right behind him. Sean Becker, someone I look up to. I was right behind the Shark. He got off of 4, got a little tight. I gassed it up to try to get a run on him. Bit the curb, and the curb was actually like going onto the front straightaway, so it smacked me right towards the wall. Operator error. I just misjudged it. I tried to keep my wheel spin up, and it hurt me. And from there, I knew something was wrong, but I kept going, and it was all right. And then about 3 to 5 laps later, my rear axle snapped, and all the spacers, and you saw the half with the tire went flying. And then I was parked at the top of turns 3 and 4. But fortunately, we got some great laps around Chico. Really happy that we came down here for 2 nights. Struggled during night number 1, but with 69 cars, we put it in the show on night number 2. And technically, even though we wrecked out, we still went 24th to 16th. And I'm happy with that. Thankful that we got this experience and got to see a new racetrack. You can hear Dad, he's on the gas. He wants to head back home to Southern Oregon because we have a 4-hour drive. Real quickly, just want to thank Next Gen Def, Carson Oil, Pit Stop USA, OMA KTM, Factory QRC, On-Site Screeners, Fast 4 Media, ABC Powder Coating, Lafarge, Earth Environmental, OMA KTM, and just everyone that makes our operation go around, as well as my crew for the weekend, my dad, Carly, Brian Crockett, and everyone that helped out, gave me advice on how to run the track and just get around the Silver Dollar Speedway. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and riding along with us for our journey. Like I said, first trip to Chico, made the show on the finale night out of 69 cars and came home 16th. Got some great experience, more laps, and we are kind of now coming to the close of our sprint car season in 2021. We just have the Trophy Cup to finish it off. See you guys all there. Deuces.